This is your Senior Moment, brought to you by Senior Guide USA, with your host, Lee St. John.
I always love that intro. It always makes me smile. Hey, today I am delighted to be here with Carey Britton. Carey's with the Active Mobility Centre. So, hey, Carey, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. Now, word has it that you're the expert when it comes to senior mobility. So today we're going to talk about the subject of don't let mobility issues slow you down. So Carey, starting us off, give us basically a definition of what you would classify as mobility issues when it comes to seniors.
Well, as seniors get older, we all struggle with getting around as well as we used to do that. And so we're seeing a lot of folks as they age, they develop, unfortunately, some different conditions that make, whether it's joint pain, whether it's more significant where they're now using a wheelchair, walker, cane, some other type of assistive device, we come into play where we can consult and help them pick and choose the right equipment for their needs.
Terrific. Okay, so let's start off with something that's not actually confined to seniors, because this is me. When they have basically just aches and pains and just that little bit of limitation in mobility. So can you give us like a practical example of what that would look like and the sorts of assistance that's available?
Okay, so when people come to me, they come to me for a lot of different reasons, and some of the things we may or may not directly provide out of our own inventory. So as a resource, just like what you just asked, sometimes it's just aches and pains. Footwear can be a big issue.
Great.
And although we don't directly provide footwear, we being in the industry and the community for over 20 years, we can certainly recommend some folks that might be able to help you if it's something about footwear. When it's more than just footwear and it has to do with a certain assistive device, then that's more what's going to come out of our inventory and specialty.
So what sorts of things are available? So let's say that I'm a senior and I've tried the footwear, I've tried a couple of other things, but I really need something to steady me just a little. I don't need a full-on wheelchair. I just need something so that almost like a third leg, just to get that
Exactly.
extra stability.
And that's what a lot of people do need. And so, most people are looking for a cane, and canes come in a variety of different sizes, shapes, colors, and materials.
Can you step us through some?
Sure. So we have what most people are familiar with is like a single-footed cane, and that's going to look like a candy cane, if you will. Mm-hmm. And those come traditionally in wood, but also come in aluminum where they're adjustable. They come fancy where they're acrylic, or they can even have decorative. So because you are using an assistive device doesn't mean it has to look like medical equipment. So there's a lot of products that are out there that give you that flexibility to make it an accessory and blend in with your wardrobe. So it might be something as simple as that. There's also four-pronged canes, if you will, quad canes they call them, and those canes offer a lot more stability than your single-footed cane, and that will help some folks that have more stability needs.
And are they heavy? They look heavier than a normal straight cane.
Absolutely. The four-footed cane is going to be a little bit heavier. They are made of aluminum, so you're talking maybe a pound or two. So it's not significant if you need that extra stability.
Okay. And so while we're on the subject of the four legs, so I've also seen so rather than just a straight cane with four legs, almost like a step stool thing in front of the person that has four legs, and they're moving along on that. Sure.
So that's when you get into more of a rollator or a walker. And typically in those aspects, a lot of people don't know what they're looking for or what their needs are, and that's where someone like myself or someone trained like me could certainly give them recommendations on what is safe and what isn't. They make three-wheel versions and they make four-wheeled versions. The three-wheeled versions are less stable than the four-wheeled versions, but do compact fold better for in-the-car transportation.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, life's a compromise. You have to pick and choose what works for you based on what your life's needs are. The four-wheeled ones are certainly more stable, less easy to fold and transport, But you're right, they do offer a seat. So for people that are maybe going through a mall or going a long distance, they might have to take a rest or a break. There's a seat on a lot of the devices that when you sit on it, the wheel locks, the brake locks, if you will, activate so the product can't move while they're sitting on it.
Great. And so just stepping back one, so for the canes, just a normal cane, what's the general price range, like from low to high, just ballpark?
Certainly, the traditional wood canes, anywhere from $12. The folding aluminum walkers can be as high as $20. And the decorative, depending on how fancy they get, can be anywhere from $20 to $100, depending on the more of the decoration.
But that's still very affordable, and I think that's one thing that a lot of seniors tend to miss is that they will put up with with decreased mobility and think, oh no, I can't go to a cane, or I can't afford a cane, or I don't want to go to that level of assistance, when it's actually very affordable.
Falls are very, very expensive. Put someone in a hospital rehab, nursing setting possibly, the use of a cane or an assistive device is a huge lifesaver. But you're right, they are inexpensive, and for the price, the value of not falling is huge. And the fact that they can blend in to your wardrobe should help alleviate that concern for getting one.
And I think as well they can actually be quite a status symbol for some people.
Absolutely.
I've noticed as well, just while we're on the subject of canes, that it's become quite the thing now to collect antique canes. So just as that market's really picking up.
Very interesting. I was not aware, but certainly with the golf industry and everything else, people are collecting a lot of the antiques, so that would make sense.
Yeah. So, all right, so we've gone through canes, we've gone through walkers. What's the next level that people might get to if we're talking about increased levels of immobility?
Yeah, at that point, when you pass a cane and a walker, the next step typically is a manual type wheelchair, which is really a huge diversity of products that are in that arena. Typically, what most people are looking for is, at that point, are you pushing the wheelchair yourself, or are you dependent on a caregiver pushing you in the wheelchair? And that is the big question, where there's a fork in the road, and most of the wheelchairs are either based on the individual who needs the equipment pushing it, or they're being pushed. So we have companion chairs, which are the lightest type wheelchairs that are dependent on a companion to push someone. We have standard hospital transport chairs that everybody's seen in the hospitals or grocery stores. Mm-hmm. And then we get into the lighter versions of the wheelchairs. And most people want a lightweight wheelchair for pushing, for putting it in the car. But truly the weight of the wheelchair, it's really designed more for ease of self-propulsion. So what most people don't know about wheelchairs is that by balancing the weight over the push wheel, it makes the chair easier to push. And so when someone's spending, maybe only 1 or 2 hours a day in the chair, it might not be super critical. But someone who is spending more than 3 hours a day in the wheelchair should really have a chair that is configured in such a way that it makes it easier to push and does not damage the shoulder or rotator cuff.
Interesting. So, Carey, can you step me through a typical example of when someone would come to either your store or a store like yours that provides these devices? So when they walk in the door, let's say you have a showroom, for instance, you or whoever it is has a showroom, and all of a sudden, okay, I'm overwhelmed. What's the process from walking in the door, oh my goodness, did I really do the right thing by walking in here, and then getting the person situated with the right device for them?
Yeah, wow. That truly is it, and I've written a lot of blog articles just about that exact concern, because most of the folks that come and see me, I'm the wheelchair guy. I'm kind of like the plague. Nobody really wants me.
Oh, right? No, we want you, Carey. We want you.
Until someone needs my services, they don't even know I exist. And so when they come into the office, we have two different folks. We have the person that's done some internet research or has a friend or has talked to someone, so they at least have a general idea of how the process works. And then we have the other group of people, if you will, that come in and go, oh my gosh, I thought it was going to be simple. I thought I was going to come in and just, pick a color and walk out.
Yeah.
And so our company's a little bit different than most in the sense that we have fitting rooms. And so as people come in the office, as soon as we get a feel that they are really not sure where they're going to go, we try to pull them into one of the rooms and sit down with them and get to know them. So, anybody can sell a product. It's really important to get to know what the person wants, needs, and expects, and develop a solution to what they're looking to fix in their life. And so most people are coming into us with a mobility challenge. We know that. We're looking to see what their expectations are. What do they want to do with the rest of their life? What do they want to, what is slowing them down? With our experience, we can then pick some different equipment, show them some different options, but reduce that overwhelming of, oh my gosh, there's so many things.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's real clear is it's a relationship business. People need to understand that we aren't just selling them a product. They're not just a person coming in our door or calling us on the phone. It's really about what can we do with our experience, with our referrals, with our network. What can we do to make their life go back to the way it was as much as possible?
Yeah. And going back to the canes as well, Carey, so I take it not one size fits all. They come in different heights, different weights, different everything. And so you'll actually work with them to fit the one that's most appropriate for them.
Absolutely. Some of it is personal choice, absolutely. But, the wooden ones have to be cut down to size, the aluminum ones adjusted. So it's really, to me, that important. If you're coming in, if you're looking to make a change in your life, if you realize that there's a problem with your mobility, you can't just buy something online. You can, but you're not going to get the results and the solutions that you're looking for. You really need the expertise of someone that can say, look, if this is 2 inches shorter, 2 inches higher, if the wheelchair is fit better to you, if the wheels are in the right position, makes a world of difference.
Exactly. And especially when they're so affordable. And I would imagine as well that you would tend to get repeat customers as their mobility needs change.
Absolutely. And that's really why we're not a sales company. We are a solution company. I mean, certainly we're selling people equipment, so I don't want to misrepresent what we're doing. But we've been doing this for 20 years, and so our customer is anywhere from 18 months old to over 100 years old. And the fact that we've been doing this for 20 years, we've watched the progress of some of these folks, and some have gotten better because they've rehabbed and no longer need the equipment that we provide. Mm-hmm. Some of them, their needs have progressed, and we're able to follow them. In our healthcare system that we have, it's a very reactionary system. And so until you complain or you notice that you're getting worse, nothing really changes. And the fact that our customers continue to come see us for maintenance, adjustments, and repairs, a lot of times we're able to spot that they've progressed or their needs have changed, and we can make a recommendation or refer them back to their physician to see if maybe something else might be appropriate.
Excellent. And as you mentioned as well, perfect example, a fall can cost you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars.
And even if we don't put a dollar on it, I mean, none of us want to sit in a hospital, rehab, or nursing home for weeks or months because of a fall. So, even taking the dollars and cents out of it, just the inconvenience and misery of not being in your own home.
Absolutely. Carey, it's been an absolute delight to talk to you today. Can you fill people in? So your Active Mobility Centre, where are you? What's your phone number? How do we find you?
Yeah, thanks. So Active Mobility Center is in Pompano Beach. We provide all the seating and mobility, wheelchairs, scooters, power chairs, lift chairs, anything that allows you to get up and get going. We're at 1404 Southwest 13th Court in Pompano Beach, Florida. You can call us at 1-800-326-4463 or find us on the web at wheelchairguys.com.
I love that web address, wheelchairguys.com. Well, Carey, thank you so much for being with us today. This is Lee St. John with Senior Guide USA and your senior moment. Have a good one.
Thank you.